Owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
This is On the Block with Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Welcome to it. Happy Friday to you and yours. Glad you're joining us here on the block. I'm Austin Eastrick, with me, Jay Foreman on his way in. It is going to be a great Friday. The sun's peeking out from behind the clouds again. It was a little gray, a little gloomy, a little sprinkly, but not anymore. Funny, we come on the air and the sun starts shining. I think there's some very powerful imagery.
You know what it is.
I think it just makes perfect sense. Eastrick, how you doing today?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Great calls today. Great drive today. Peaceful start to the day. Feel good today. Slept good today. Ready to go today. You know what I'm saying?
Good since Friday today.
If we're going to get into a freestyle, I can do that too. I'll drop a beat and let you get to it.
You never dropped a beat in your life.
Yeah, I got that.
I wish you could.
I got that in my resume.
I've been waiting for you.
Oh, that didn't work.
We're on to something. You're getting there.
I'm like Dr. Dre, though. I'm like Dr. Dre. I sit on the machine and I mix and
Isn't that
put it
T-Pain?
together.
Isn't that T-Pain that does the auto-tune?
Oh, that's T-Pain. That's T-Pain.
But he beat the allegations. He won Masked Singer.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he win it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And you know, he can actually sing.
Straight up.
Like, that's what a lot of people don't know. Even though he uses the auto tunes, it's just part of a thing to enhance things with his music, but he can actually sing. So yeah, he's versatile. He can sing and rap. He's pretty versatile as a talented athlete.
Who are you taking bet first in a draft? T-Pain or Dre?
Steele.
Jay Foreman, you taking T-Pain or Dre in draft first?
Steele.
Oh, I'm taking Dre. T-Pain though is not too far behind though.
No, he's talented.
He can write too.
Yeah. He's been on more stuff than people actually really realize.
Yeah, he's put out a lot of hits.
You know, there are a lot of people that you don't realize that once they got off the front of the screen,
yeah,
and they went to the background, like someone like Cisco from Drew Hill. Like, you don't realize all the stuff he's actually wrote for people.
Yeah.
How much Prince did on the background. Yeah. Like, you can in some of his music, you can hear him, you know, you can hear him in
other
it,
people's music,
in their music, you know, the style, you know, you can sometimes you can kind of pick it. You know, Michael was good at that, Jackson. And there's a lot of people that are really good at doing that. And like Eminem's one, he's probably wrote a lot of stuff. The DOC did a whole bunch of stuff.
He had to
because he lost his voice.
Right?
Yeah, so that's crazy.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mr. Worldwide says Certified P. Disc Golf Jake says Prince the GOAT.
Yeah. Prince
was probably a better overall musician than Mike.
He could play all the instruments.
Not a better singer and an entertainer.
He could play all the instruments.
Yeah. Prince could play everything.
Yeah,
and
including In the Rain.
Yeah, and
great Super Bowl, by the way. Love that one. Thank you, Prince.
And the Hoot and Kahoot.
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah.
For
Certified.
Sure.
Game.
Yeah.
Blouses.
Oh, he'll give you buckets.
You didn't see Charlie what he did to Charlie Murphy?
Oh, I mean, this is legit.
That was a legit story. He really told him
he
that.
Definitely was
and
all
did it
city
in boots.
Too.
And did it in boots.
Yeah, he was all city for real.
Like, he could really play. He just was short. Prince, what, 5'4"?
About 5'6". He's a good brother.
He could have been Muggsy.
He's a good.
Yeah, he's short.
Prince was a good brother, man.
Yeah.
He would just pop up, man. He used to have his club downtown. It was his symbol.
It was right across from the Target Center.
Yeah, and then so he'd be in there, but he had a lounge in there.
How'd you know that's Stricky?
Strick be in there frequently. I used to go in there all the time, and then Prince would just pop up one time. I was sitting in there and, you know, with some friends and kicking it. He sat down right next to me. He's like, man, I just want to tell you, man, I've been following your career. You've been doing well. He knew my dad real well.
Mm.
And Prince was a good dude. Then he'd pop up at like First Ave. That's where he really jumped out. And just on the odd, if he ever felt like,
he'll do it. Like
this internet.
Yeah, those
shut
intimates.
Shut
it
the
down
whole
and
place
just
down.
turn it out.
Just because
they say he was good at that. Yeah. I hate that. I really hate Jay because he's one of the ones that I actually wanted to see. And he was doing a residency in Vegas at the Rio.
Yeah.
And I hate that I never went. I'm really disappointed about that I never got to see. And that, you know, there's a few people. I'm not big on concerts. Like, are you big? Are you big on concerts? I'm not really big on concerts. I think I like concert. I don't like this. So I don't like to be down. I would much rather be seated. So I don't mind being away a little bit. Yeah. But then I also like probably the suites. I want to be in a, you know, I want to be able to enjoy it.
A little bit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It depends on the type of the concerts and the crowd. Probably, I mean, as we gotten older, probably a little bit more.
Yeah, I never really was a big concert person. I'm really, another thing, Jay. As much as I enjoyed watching you play, I love to go to Nebraska games. I do that just because we always supported y'all and y'all supported us. It was a great mutual thing.
Oh, for sure.
I love that about Nebraska sports. It's very mutual. We all supported each other. We'd go to track meets and, you know, we would do all that. I don't think I've ever been to a swim meet. Sorry about that, but real talk, football games, love watching. I hate going.
To like an NFL game or
I can't because listen, think about it. You're 4 hours. game.
Yeah, for sure.
Game.
Yeah.
You're another 2 because
back.
in and out, it's an 8-hour day.
It's a full day.
It's a full day.
Yeah.
And it ain't.
Oh, it's expensive. Oh, yeah.
Parking is doggone. You'd be like, God dang, you get you a hot dog.
$50, you $100 before you even get
before
to the
you
gate.
even get in that joint. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that if friends have a suite and they invite, like I've gone to Cowboy games because you can pull right behind the stadium.
Yeah.
And I never stayed to the end. I don't care even when I go to Mavs games. I'm out.
But the end of Cowboys games is where you get the comedy.
Comedy?
They ain't closing.
Yeah, the late game messed up situation. Mike McCarthy's gone though.
You think Brian Schottenheimer's going to be in better?
Yeah.
I don't.
I think he'll better be clock management.
Hard to be worse.
It said his record is atrocious.
Schottenheimer?
You gonna get him to buy? How you gonna get him to buy in?
He's never been a head coach.
No. Oh, who was the coach?
Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is legit. He's Super Bowl winning coach.
Mm-hmm. Went with Aaron.
Who's that?
Where are you right now? Where the hell is he? Yeah, I mean,
he's in the vortex, Jay.
Where is Aaron?
He's in another dimension.
No, I know exactly.
He's in the
where
fifth
he's
dimension right now.
He's in that bunker right now.
Ayahuasca.
Darkness retreat.
Duking his pants out in the dark. Smelling the aroma. Dang. That's what he's doing, creating fertilizer.
Dang.
Man, what's going on? What y'all doing, man? 402-464-5685. What's happening with y'all? What's y'all Friday looking like? We might have a freestyle Friday day since Jay popped in. DJ Stricky will mix something up and get him going. And we're gonna have a great day today. What y'all doing? What y'all got going on for the weekend? Are y'all going to any games? Y'all going outside? Y'all going to watch some baseball? Y'all just going for a walk? What y'all got going on today? Are y'all big grill guying? Talk to Stricky, 402-464-5685.
It's raining out, Strick.
It ain't raining. Where you see some rain?
It's been raining all dang day.
But is it raining now? No, because you know why? On the Block is on the air.
That part.
That's why.
We shine bright.
Like a diamond.
Like a diamond.
They got the bare knuckles thing this weekend, don't they?
Tomorrow.
That's like Kimbo Slice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When you get hit with them things.
Hum.
You might go to sleep. You might be like, what's our boy that went to sleep and he looked like he was with the yellow tape?
Oh,
Nate Robinson.
Good
Lord.
Hold on.
He got his kidney.
He got a kidney.
He got his kidney.
Big shout out to Nate Robinson. He got a kidney.
He got it?
Oh, yeah. He was on the list. He needed it. Big shout out to Nate.
Oh, good.
He could play DB, too.
Nate was a tremendous athlete.
He was a legit NFL corner.
He was a legit athlete. Mm-hmm. He was good. He'll put you on them skates and give you that work. And if you get caught slipping, he might put you in the rim one time. Yeah, he was good.
Hey, I have a confession.
What's up?
Look at all.
Okay. A confession, you say?
We need to pay for that. We got to pay for the confession,
man.
Tea time. We're gonna call it tea time.
No, that's that dude that
it's
just
Trey Taylor.
Yeah, I got a confession, man. I can't even believe I'm gonna say this, but it's the truth. LeBron went out like a punk.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You heard it here. Live and in color. OTB. Rewind. Say that again, Jay.
I can't. I mean, I'm just saying.
I want to make sure I heard you right.
You heard me.
David from Renew says Jay's confession is he hasn't paid for the steak dinners.
Dave from Renew. I want to tell you this right now. I want you to listen to me, Dave from Renew.
I need to hear this again. No.
He knows where to find me. He likes it sticking in the noodle. I'll tell you what, boy, I'm gonna get you one of them old arm steaks you keep asking. I've never found some dudes that I've been saying I'm ready to pay like the Lannisters always pay their debts, and I keep getting it's like I'm running from it.
Well, Bron's running from it though. He went out like a punk, is what you said.
What'd you say again?
Elaborate.
Yeah.
He went out like a punk. No, not a punk. That's too much because when I think of a punk, I think of certain people. So I say, you know what? You ain't go out.
You think of like Dwight Howard?
You just didn't go out like, and it's actually the truth, but it's also a credit to him though.
Okay.
Listen, man. Right now at this point in time, LeBron is just out there balling right now. out there balling.
So what's the drive?
He's out there playing.
What's the drive?
Balling.
What's the drive?
That's
like
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You out there playing, but you ain't balling. Now,
that's good. Now, see, there's a difference. We need to tell the people what the difference is. There's a difference between playing and bowling.
It's like if somebody say, "Well, I want to play this weekend," or "Do you want to compete?" There's difference. Like I don't got time to play. You play that, you go do that on your own. Go do that.
I'm not picking you if you just want to play.
Right. I want to compete. I want to win.
Yeah. I'm trying to stay on the court.
Right.
If we summer balling, I'm trying to be here all day
until we ready to walk off. Right.
That part.
So that's what it looked like. Now, also, we'll say this: I think LeBron's fighting something, and it's more upper management. Right. I think things changed. I think once that thing happened, stuff happened with Stephen A. Smith. You saw the look in his eyes that you only get very few times. He was going to fire on him. I mean, if they was like in a regular place, I guarantee he would have touched him.
Pause.
What?
So that happened.
So then
rightfully so.
Right. So then it changed his perspective on the whole thing of like, what am I doing? How much more can I be invested in this organization? This has been
how come he didn't give the same smoke to Kevin Gates? Sat there right there on the front row. He didn't talk about. He didn't talk about your son. He talked about your wife.
On Kevin Gates.
See, I mean, so how come he didn't give the same smoke?
Because I would never spit on a man just to do it, but I'm spitting it because we gonna fight right then. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing it, and then by the time you realize what happened, 6'9", 260 come dead at your dome. I'm just leaning, and I'm leaning like Draymond on you. I'm just giving you all centrifugal force on you. Right? Because Kevin Gates is out of whack. But see, here's the problem.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Stephen A.
Because I'm thinking Dwight Howard.
Stephen A. made it fashionable, and then on top
meaning
of it,
it was a consistency like, about the way he was coming.
Get away with it, then he gonna do it, right? And then also you gotta think, LeBron when they drafted Bronny, that was his last like we always talk about we playing spades. That's it. He played his Joker too early. Now they like now we ain't even listening to you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And LeBron knew once Luka came in, they had so many holes. And so he was just out there balling like you see what you get what you want, and now he's out there knowing he ain't really got a partner in crime because that's two partner in crimes he's picked that ain't dedicated. Anthony Davis, because after Anthony Davis got that championship, he was done. He was done. Well, not done, but like all right, I won. I'm not gonna do it. And then Luka just ain't there.
I think Anthony was done after the in-season tournament. Because he balled out. Numbers was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't get no credit. Like the credit they was giving it to LeBron. And so at that point, he's like, oh, word, that's what we on? Oh.
Yeah, he was shut down.
He shut down after that.
He shut down his career. Only reason Anthony Davis started to really take it serious because they was talking about trading him. Any man that's a professional that says you're not going to do anything with your craft for 4 months and the one to play basketball, which is a repetitive motion, you got to be able to
muscle
shoot.
Memory.
Direct, and then you come in out of shape after winning a championship, and you young, like because when you young, that when you young, you just need 3 weeks really to get in shape. Yeah. 3 hard weeks, and then you go and then you're there to be that.
And training camp isn't as hard as it was when we was coming up.
Right. Yeah.
We 2 weeks.
Yeah, strong.
A whole week, at least 5 days, 2 a day.
Yeah.
I don't even think they have 2 a days.
Yeah, so that.
But and it's the same for football too.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Y'all
just have to go pads early.
They get days off.
Right.
Like where you don't even go over to the stadium in the pros. But so I think LeBron's at a crossroads right now. I think Luka will be able to kind of do his thing. I think they'll center the thing around them. If I'm LeBron and his agent's Rich Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, they go over to like was it San Tropez or whatever. Yeah, we gonna have some. We need to
a vacay.
We need to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Like and be honest, he needs to decide on if he's gonna leave the game. Yeah. But for me, I still think he's chasing ghosts. I still think he's chasing ghosts.
But he's not doing it with the. Right. He's not Tom Brady in it.
Right.
When Tom Brady stepped down in Tampa, he was there to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you doubted me? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna show you. But I think if LeBron gets a change of scenery, you don't have to uproot your whole family. I mean, you keep your house in LA because I think he'll
really, go back there.
Yeah, he's really carved out a nice, he's got the film stuff and all that, and he's got billions to make after. Whether it's Houston or going back to Cleveland, if he gets that, I show you. And then like I said, he finds somebody, and it could be even better. Good. I mean, Cleveland might be a stretch. I'm just saying it just because it's hometown. Spider being able to kind of carry him. And he teaches it, and he shows up ready to teach. You can see him going to the next level. But doing the stuff out there in LA with them dudes, it ain't going. It's empty points.
I could tell you really wanted to say Minnesota. Swap him out for Randall.
If he goes there with Ant-Man.
Listen, I'm going to give some beauty to what Jay's saying. I think if he does this, and I'm going to tell you, but if he does this, it opens up the opportunities for him to go somewhere. He said he's been quoted as saying he's willing or engaging in discussions about taking a salary cut in order to get.
And I think he was going to, except the Lakers couldn't get anyone in free agency. So when they couldn't get anyone, he went to.
So he's re-expressed that. So that tells me he wants to stay in LA. There's comfort there.
Right.
He likes what that is. He's willing. He knows that they need a high-level center. You're going to have to pay for that. So with his next deal, he could opt out, take less. He's already made enough. He makes enough off. He does movies. He's doing other stuff. He's connected to the LA market. Right, He, once you've gotten integrated into that LA market and doing things there. Now, the issue is going to be if he doesn't raise them, like even LA folks they love that they won or it's considered to be a championship, but they're not overly geeked on that one, right? Because they've listened to Kobe. And they've listened to Kobe talk about resilience, talk about what he won't accept and what he won't take. And so that whatever you want to call it, the Mamba mentality or whatever has been ingrained in them. And when they're not seeing, when they're seeing playing, not balling from that, and then they're seeing outcomes that come from that.
Right.
There's people that he would have to really make it happen.
Yeah.
In order for him to stay beyond another 1 2 years.
And the problem, and this is where the average fan doesn't understand, is that Kobe could do that because he had the support upstairs to do that. I mean, when you got to think, you had Kurt Rambis' wife making decisions. You had Kurt, you got these dudes up there. It's a totally different. I mean, because and then Kobe had Phil Jackson though too, so it's different. Now, there's nothing against JJ Redick, but there is levels to it.
Well, that's one thing we're gonna talk about. But go ahead.
You mentioned Phil Jackson, one of the best to ever do it. Is he a better coach than Gregg Popovich? Pop resigns his position as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. He will move into a full-time role as team president. Let's get into that big NBA news in segment 2 of the show.
Look at that raccoon.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Make your move fun and easy with the help of Movers and Shakers. Movers and Shakers is homegrown, female-led, and ready to help make your transition to a new space as seamless as possible. They excel at residential and commercial moving jobs, as well as offer home cleanouts and junk removal services. Moving into a new place is stressful enough, so let Movers and Shakers ease the transition. Give them a call today at 712-899-6265 or book your move online at www.moversandShakersNE.com today.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a four-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th, and overall registration goes through May 30th.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
The Kentucky Derby is this Saturday, and the best place to watch it in Lincoln is at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane. Watch the race on any of their 30 TVs while enjoying a mint julep or one of their high-end bourbons. Try their delicious wings or handheld sandwiches like the Turkey Melt, Liquid Gold Hamburger, or the brand new Chocolate Chip Cookie Skillet for dessert. There's one place to watch the Kentucky Derby in Lincoln. That's Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
We mentioned it leading into our break. Gregg Popovich has stepped down as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. He will be the president of basketball operations moving forward. This is On the Block. Austin Orman, Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman with you. Of course, Gregg Popovich, one of the things he's best known for, wine. Connoisseur. If you want to sip, raise a glass to Coach Pop in his career, You can join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Beer, Wine, and Spirits Festival tomorrow from 4 to 8 p.m. with VIP entrance at 3 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of live music and unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, wine, and spirits at the Envision Landscapes and Garden Center. There's something for all palates. You only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. Tickets only $25 or $30 at the door. Of course, be 21 or older. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org or on the Main Street Beatrice Facebook page. Or you can win 2 tickets. Texter number 2 that says, I want to go to Main Street Beatrice. We got tickets for you. You have to come in and pick them up. I'll be here till 7:15. These are not electronic tickets. These are actual, physical tickets. I'll hold them up on stream. Got them right here. Right here, people. 2 tickets. Texter number 2, if you want them, stop in at some point today before about 7:15 tonight to pick those up and take part of the Beer and Wine Festival with Main Street Beatrice. Stricky, we'll start this one with you. Gregg Popovich retires after a lengthy NBA career. A lot of ups, not so many downs. An NBA legend in pretty much every respect. Of course, suffered the stroke earlier in this season. He had to be away from the team. Mitch Johnson took over. Just kind of your memories and your thoughts on Gregg Popovich's legacy in the NBA.
So when I look at Pop's legacy, one of the things that I think about was the fact that he was very consistent, very mild-mannered. He was able to do something and get continuous buy-in. He's also the beneficiary, and like other great coaches as well, took great benefit from what they were able to accumulate by way of the draft. Mm-hmm. When you have 2 twin towers with that kind of athletic ability, that's phenomenal. But he was good at roster construction. But I would also say that where he's also thrived has been coaching tree legacies.
Sure. Where
he's been able to send coaches and whether they had success or they didn't, or they've been able to get there out of the respect that they had for Pop. So he's got that. Now, when I say GOAT, listen, I got to be honest, and I gotta look towards the one that maybe he's not forgotten. Maybe his legacy took a kind of a little piece out of it because of what happened with New York and how that ended up just going down.
Yeah.
So, but that's
Zen
Phil
Master.
Jackson, the Zen Master, Phil Jackson. Now you look at the dominance that he had with Chicago. I'm not even going to talk about that. The dominance that he had. Any coach that has those kind of tools, and you have a Brady and you have a Lamar Jackson, or you have, just whoever it is, if you have that kind of athlete and that also offers great leadership skills, and they buy into what you're selling, and then you're able to surround them the right way, you can have some great things. But because we don't see that the triangle offense was an offense that was able to really go out there and be effective across the board. There's many that tried it. We even tried it in Dallas when I was first, made it to Dallas. Didn't work. But his innovative style of coaching, which is bringing in Eastern philosophies. So dealing with mindfulness, dealing with, a holistic approach that's not only mental, but it's also physical. And if you can deal with that ego that way, and they bought in, you can take a Dennis Rodman, who is everywhere he went, to include down there in San Antonio. He seemed to be, even though, we know that he'd get on a plane and go, but he was a little bit more manageable under Phil Jackson. And then what he was able to do with the Lakers, I would question if Pop is that GOAT guy for me, just for what he's done. But there it is. That's just kind of my thought about it. I think it's a worthy comparison, to be honest.
To your point about the coaching tree, Stricky, Todd Whitehead, a guy I refer to a lot on the show on Twitter, says he counted 23 people that Gregg Popovich either coached or coached with that went on to become head coaches in the NBA or the WNBA, another 50 NBA assistants or head coaches at the college, international, and G League level, or 18 assistants outside of the NBA. That's my math is correct. 91 coaches that Gregg Popovich put into coaching in some form or capacity. That's got to be one of the largest, networks maybe in sports history.
Yeah, it's almost like the Bill Walsh, coaching tree, and when obviously from the 49er days, and I think Popovich's best or biggest accomplishment, I can't speak for him, but I guarantee it'd be one of the top things he'd mention is the winning and stuff is a byproduct and relationship he has with all of his players.
Yeah,
all of them. It got a little rocky with Kawhi, and I think that was more
Kawhi's camp
management and what they're getting paid. But that's the difference between him and Bill Walsh. I think Gregg Popovich has excellent relationships with his star players and won as much or maybe more. And he won in different eras too, different ways. Really, to be honest with you, if you listen to Jay Wright, essentially that Villanova offense, which everybody runs now, a version of it, not everybody, but a lot of people, and I think with Steve Kerr and all that, started with Popovich, being able to go and get European players, understand that, to work with their skill set until they got used to the physicality, but then also let them really, get busy, whether Ginobili, obviously Tony Parker, and then able to, mix in different pieces there.
Boris Diaw.
Yeah. To see the stretch four essentially in Boris Diaw when nobody thought he could be anything.
Matt Bonner.
And he would squeeze the most out of guys. And when you look at it, a lot what Phil Jackson did too. So I think Phil Jackson's probably the GOAT. Popovich is right there. But the two best qualities those guys had, and I guess you go back to Red Auerbach and different guys as well. I thought Chuck Daly was pretty sweet, and everybody else, and even guys that were really good in short stints that maybe even didn't win championships. Whether it's I like Larry Bird at times as a head coach, Carlisle I think is great. What they really do, and this is also Bill Belichick when he was really rolling. I don't know what he's going to do down in North Carolina. Is they see something in a player. And unlike 99.9% of the coaches, they think, I'm going to get the best out of that right there. This is how he can help me.
Mm-hmm.
But then, Popovich, he holds you accountable now. I mean, you talk about
his best players accountable.
Yeah, hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then they hold it. Then he lets them go hold everybody else accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Duncan was kind of the ruler in that locker room and kind of, did the whole rookie hazing thing or whatever. And Popovich built the relationships, but the ability to see something in somebody and know that he can fit in your system and develop them is something. And you're able to, and it's not just him; it's the organization. They let him do it or assisted in or did it with him. That's a huge part too. I mean, you get the support from your superiors that work in lock and step with. You're bound for success.
Some Gregg Popovich stats. He led the San Antonio Spurs to 20 straight seasons of a 50-win season or 50-win pace from 97 to 2017. That's pretty insane. That's 1,000 wins in 20 years, essentially, is what that math would work out to be. Gregg Popovich has more playoff wins than the Hawks, Heat, Suns, Rockets, Bucks, Jazz, Cavs, Pacers, Trailblazers, Mavs, Nuggets, Wizards, Kings, Nets, Clippers, Magic, Raptors, Grizzlies, Timberwolves, Hornets, and Pelicans.
Sheesh.
Kind of nuts. Sick. And now, some fun trivia.
I mean, do you even throw Pat Riley in that?
Oh, absolutely. Pat's in the convo.
Right?
Yeah.
He's got to be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, gentlemen, who is now the NBA's longest tenured head coach?
Right now.
Right now.
Speak.
As with Pop,
with him leaving.
Yes, with Pop leaving. Who's the longest tenured NBA head coach?
Tyronn Lue.
No, sir.
Steve Kerr.
No, sir.
Doc.
Kerr is number 2.
It has to be with the same team?
With the same team.
Oh, with the same team.
Yeah. Kerr's number 2, 2014.
Yeah, because Tyronn switched. So
Popovich and this coach are intimately familiar.
Same team.
Same team.
It's not Rick.
It's not Rick Carlisle. He switched teams. Eric Spoelstra.
Spo.
Yeah.
Eric Spoelstra has been the head coach of the Miami Heat since 2008. It's Spo in 08. It's Kerr in 2014. And then there are 4 coaches remaining that were hired in 2020. Everyone else is newer in 2020.
Wow. That goes to show you it's definitely Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately?
But it's the support though, from the patience of upstairs and the grooming,
the working relationship,
and especially down in Miami with Spoelstra, and he had a situation this year where they kind of held off some stuff. And I mean, you got to think, man. They it was good to see Coach Samuel here yesterday, and he was over here for 19, gave 19 years in Nebraska as a player, GA, and now he's an excellent assistant coach. But you don't get that type of longevity if you don't have a relationship with the superiors or the.
So if you have long tenured superiors, good relationship, your chances, and you're doing things at least
you're lock in step. I mean, you got to think like Mike Tomlin at Pittsburgh and all that. That doesn't happen by chance because you get somebody in there with an agenda that sometimes it is not in line with the organization. That's how the wires get crossed.
There's the important next piece. Spurs go straight to Mitch Johnson. Don't have conversations with Brett Brown, Mike Budenholzer, Mike Malone. They just promote Mitch Johnson, who did take over for Pop. He was the acting coach. And not surprising by the Spurs, but would you have at least had conversations with other coaches?
Especially like a Malone. Yeah. There's a respect, but this is who the guys know. They know he comes from the same tree.
They played better toward the end of the season.
So,
and it's a young, impressionable team.
And you're not going to have to pay him like you would have to pay him alone. You're not going to have to pay him like that. You can watch him. You can watch him grow and develop and
probably handpick. It's
Yeah.
like kind of how Tony Bennett did out there in Virginia. It didn't work out well, but I think Popovich
Bo Ryan did at Wisconsin.
Popovich is still in the building.
Yeah, still the president.
So he's around, and so it's kind of like Pat Riley when he brought down Spoelstra. It was a lot of Pat Riley going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now he's a little miniature version.
Yeah.
You jacked up lighting too.
How much input do you think Wemby had in that decision?
I'd like to think a lot, right? He's the franchise.
But
it's this franchise. It's different.
So here's the thing. The importance of that is he's still young. The importance of assistant coaches these days, and this is why T. Lue ends up doing what he did when Black got ousted, is the relationship by the assistants that they glean or they develop with the players leads them to have, especially a young player like Wemby, who is about the relationship part of it and feeling good enough that it's close enough to what Pop. Those things probably matter a little bit differently than a seasoned guy. Like there would be a probably different discussion with Giannis than there would have been with Wemby.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Wemby's more impressionable.
Yeah.
And he's a younger guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they asked him and they give him a heads up.
Yeah.
I don't think
they just threw it on him.
You can't do that with any star player.
Would it have been easier for the Spurs to go out and try to get Giannis if they had hired Mike Malone?
That's a good question.
Or Budenholzer, who won a title with Giannis?
Probably.
Little less of Budenholzer than
I'm
Malone,
thrown out with the tree. But.
Yeah.
So then if you're Mitch Johnson, the other question is, you got a spot to fill. Do you promote an assistant from within, or is this where you go get a Monty Williams type to sit beside you?
You want someone that's relatable. Respectable, relatable.
Yeah. You might need an OG though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you really lean on Pop. Like, this is your chance to build your staff, your way, but the Spur way. And you want to know, and Pop's been through this. I mean, heck, he's got 91 siblings out there.
Right.
He's like that dude. I don't like to talk about, but that dude that went to the sperm bank, he had the whole city. You know what I mean? he was the doctor. He's like, no, I got you, but so, I would lean, I mean, I've never been a head coach, or, at a professional level or, at a college level, which is still pros. But man, if you got somebody like that in the building and you want to do it your way, you just got to soak up that knowledge. Because if it's your first assistant, the guy that you're going to, you want to make sure he fits in with everybody that's there presently, and it's a smooth transition.
Right.
Because it has to be a smooth transition, because potentially you could bring back Chris Paul. If not, you still got Fox. And then obviously you got Castle, and then you got Wemby. So that's your core right there.
Yeah.
For the next 3 years easily, especially until Fox decides to, if he decides to stay or whatever. So you got to make sure you make the right decision, in my opinion.
Right decision for us is getting a break. Fit Talk Friday coming your way next. Excited for this conversation. We'll let Strick lead that one to wrap up Hour 1 of On the Block.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center. This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Talk Friday in the building. It is a Friday here on 93.7 The Ticket, here on the block, welcoming in from Gregory CPA Services, the wonderful ladies, our Caribbean sister CPA, for over 60 years of combined CPA experience with large multinational corporations, helped over 300 high net worth families with wealth, health, and tax strategies to secure that bag after you get it. And so we wanted to bring the ladies on today. We have Florice and Gracelyn on the phone. Well, not on the phone, but on the line with us on the StreamYard. How y'all doing today, ladies?
We're
good. Wonderful.
Good.
Thanks for having us.
Good. We're glad that you guys can join us here on the block, hang out with us a little bit. So one of the reasons we wanted to have you, we have what they call Fit Talk Friday. Fit Talk Friday for us is not specifically health, wellness, and holistic means by which you take care of your mind, body, and spirit, but it is also encompassed by the way that we live and the way that we deal with the outside environment, our lives, and our, wives and families, or it encompasses a lot of different things. We've had people that came in and visit us from car dealerships and automotive facilities. So it's all encompassing. And this is something that we deal with life. No one wants to pay taxes, and no one wants to do it at the level that, depending on your bracket, that you have you have to do so. So we also dealing with some changes in sports, which you guys do have. We're not going to get into who your clientele or your clientele is, or any specifics on that. But now that NIL has reached, and us being in Nebraska and us having a university here that plays an NIL game, and you guys being who you are, and in the starting process of getting these young men and women to be able to take care of their taxes, their finances, their money, and make sure that there's a learning curve. Tell us a little bit about you guys with Gregory CPA, and then we'll talk about how you guys can be helpful in helping these young men and women to be able to have learning skills and to understand financial fiduciaries and duties and different things like that.
Okay, so usually I go first. So I'll start and then Grayson will turn in. So you mentioned we're sisters. You can hear the accent. We're from Anguilla, that little island by St. Martin, St. Thomas area. And so we're both CPAs. And you mentioned with 60 plus years. I went to school in California, Cal State Northridge, and then graduated, worked for big corporations.
Pause real quick.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, were you there when the earthquakes happened?
Of course, yeah, I was in California during the earthquake.
Man,
fun. I was in the dorm and I had to run down those stairs. I'll tell you, the fastest I ever ran.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. So left there and worked for big corporations, right? Ernst & Young, Office Depot, Toyota, Mainland Strategy, and then some smaller firms. I worked for Rick Scott, current senator of Florida. I was the CFO for his company, for him, just before he ran for governor. So big corporation, he wanted my big corporate experience, always focused on strategy. And a conversation I heard while working for him is what triggered me to get into taxes, because someone said they don't pay any taxes. And I was like, I got to figure that out. And so out of that was birthed Gregory CPA Services.
And Grace, let me turn this one to you, because it is some craziness, because being a former athlete myself, having individuals like you guys and your tax services there at Gregory are important, because we don't just deal with where we play. We deal with every aspect of where we play, every city, every municipality, whatever it is. There's some tax that they want to take from us, and so how do you guys manage dealing with world tax environment, local, individual, and then clients like myself? How do you guys handle that?
Oh, that's directed at me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do a quick introduction. I'm Flori's sister. We have 12 kids. I'm the last of 12. I'm a USC Trojan. Worked with Ernst & Young for 26 years, 11 years as a partner in the Boca Raton office. Joined Flori's practice in 2020 during COVID, and the rest has been history. I think the interesting thing for me is that everyone you have to, first of all, I think everybody should be, and I'm going to use a sports term, the quarterback of their finances, right? So I think the first thing is understanding. And when you have a client, education should be very important. Understanding, here's where you are, here are the tax implications of where you are, here are some things you could do to change those situations, whether it's, obviously for athletes, you get the jock tax, you get tax based on the days you play, et cetera, for state taxes. And of course, most athletes fall into the 37% tax bracket, which is roughly somewhere around that $700,000 to $800,000 range, right? So it doesn't take much for an athlete to hit that maximum 37 tax rate. So for us, it's really looking at family education and helping them understand what's the best. Obviously, you can't choose where you play. That's part of your deal. NILs is a little bit different when you're in college, but it's ultimately making sure that you are always ahead of your financials. So it's really about bringing in your team and helping everyone understand where you are, what you can do to mitigate, and most importantly, how you can consciously retain that wealth so you can take it on to future generations.
So I like to say tax planning is different from financial planning. And so you really want to do the tax planning because it involves states, it involves federal. There's a lot that goes into that.
If I could just add one small thing, what I've seen people do, and this is not just athletes. Believe it or not, I spoke to an attorney this week that did the same thing, right? Someone works, they make good money, and they throw that money into a Vanguard or some mutual fund or an ETF, and that's not really managing your money, right? Someone else is managing your money for a very stiff, usually asset management fee. But the conscious decision is that really what's going to grow my wealth in 10 years or 5 years or whatever my duration of my play may be? And so I think it's really getting involved in what type of assets do I want to invest in? What does my corporate structure look like? Athletes have an amazing opportunity to set up different management companies, do stuff with their family and friends and pay their family and friends. And there's so much more you can come out of this with truly an enterprise. And if you start right, if you understand where you want to go and keep adjusting as you go forward, I think it's amazing how you can truly enrich financially and knowledge-wise your circle and your community.
Hey guys, this is Austin Norman, Strick's partner here during On the Block. Thanks for taking some time to join us. Florice, we'll start this one with you. What percentage would you say of athletes that you work with specifically have an interest in this sort of stuff? Do you work with more that have an interest in what this looks like, taking some of these matters into their own hands, being hands-on with what their asset management looks like? Or do you deal with more athletes that just want to be hands-off and trust you guys to do more of the work?
It's really a mixture, right? Because there are some who are very interested. And I think as they become more mature, the older they get, the more they start looking in the need to be more involved in their finances. So yeah, that's what we see. The younger ones, not so much. And so that's why the education is extremely important. We've got to get the word out because even the students, there's so much they could do to ensure they keep more of that money for themselves. There's just a lot there.
Yeah. So Graceland, I'm going to throw this one to you. So one of the things that I came to an understanding is that it has to be a team concept. Once you leave something into the hands of one particular individual, whether it be your agent or whether it be your lawyer or whomever, there's a means by which there can be some siphoning. You've seen players play way longer than they had to because there was something that was kind of siphoned off. What do you think about? How do you guys put yourself in the position to be a part of helping the players to audit or to watch or to observe and to make sure that being a part of that team, that you're not only helping, but you're also leading the charge of making sure that these individuals have the correct people around them and identifying those, because that's a tricky subject. It's kind of touchy because sometimes it could be a family. Talk to me.
Yeah, so I think the most important thing is trust, right? We have to get out there. We are CPAs. We do not get percentage of asset fees. So what I said to a few people is, you got to be involved. You have to force whoever is managing your money, because oftentimes agents have, hey, I have this wealth advisor or whatever, and you put your money over there. Well, first of all, there's no tax advantages. So part of that is education, right? Whatever you get over there, there's really no tax advantages to it. You have to pay taxes on it, but you also have to actively manage it. You must have somebody because if I put my money at Wells or JP.
Did she just cut off?
Yeah, we lost her.
Yeah, so Graceland is in the Caribbean right now. So what she's saying is if you put your money in Wells or one of the big, with a wealth advisor, you've got to actively manage it. And so what we try to encourage our clients to do is to go toward assets, hard assets, as opposed to the market. Now, you can do some market. If you do want to do some of the market involvement, then that's fine. But we're going to ask you to manage it actively. Yeah. So every month, every quarter, you review it, and so you know what's going on.
What you got going on? Okay. So Florice, we're gonna have to end it here, but we definitely have to have you guys back to elaborate and go a little bit deeper, because I really want to get into the NIL situation and the training and the teaching these young men and these families, because they're starting to embark on the start to a high level of wealth. But how can individuals that may have questions or want to, delve a little bit deeper or to get a better understanding, how can they find you? Tell them where they can find you, or how they can contact you, or they could learn more about what you guys do.
So we have a website, GregoryCPAServices.com, but all phone numbers, and I'll give it to you. They can text, and then we can start the conversation, because we are very active. All of our clients have our cell phone numbers. They reach out to us.
So you're very engaged.
Very engaged. Yep. If you text, usually you get an answer within an hour. 24 hours is very, very unusual.
Okay.
And it depends on where you are. Sometimes they're buying a car, they want some input, and they just pick up the phone while they're at the dealer and they contact us.
Wow.
So we give very hands-on. Graceland and I are your contacts. We don't give you anybody else to talk to. And you heard our experience, very high level, very business focused. And so we like to see our clients go toward businesses.
Well, there it is. Florice, Graceland, Miss Gregory, and Miss Hodge, Mrs. Y'all are Mrs. And so don't be jumping in DMs trying to holler at the beautiful queens over there. They are married women. No, so we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your time and your input. I think it's important to continue to engage in this discussion. I wish as a young man, I would have had individuals like you guys there over at Gregory CPA Services to help me in this process of engaging as I, grew as a professional. So thank you guys for your service.
Thank you so much for having us.
There it is. Gregory CPA Services joining us on Fit Talk Friday. We got to get out of here for a break, starting the second hour of On the Block right here, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orbit, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, that's 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park, and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Clash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Now's the time to schedule your air conditioner service check with Bryant. Make sure it's ready to keep you cool and comfortable when you really need it. Call Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, 467-1111.
This is On the Block with Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Y'all boys okay over there?
I'm good, man.
God!
What can I do?
I don't know if I believe you.
I need some water.
Spicy but dicey over here.
You know, I'd be hurt if I had a meal coffee right now. Because that with that heat.
Taking you.
Hey.
You know who's hot right now? Jalen Brunson.
But you know who else is hot?
Malik Beasley.
I did that wing challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I went all the way, baby.
Cap. That no, that's a lie.
I went all the way to the top.
That is untruthful.
I can handle it. You know, this is nothing.
I don't believe you in the slightest.
It's nothing.
Not 10%. I do believe that the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese is the best place to go for
That's
your weekend grilling activities. 3 Lincoln locations. Get there before they close today. Back open tomorrow for you. If it's too late, you're not off work quite yet.
And one by Stricky.
And one by Stricky up in Omaha.
168th right. and Maple.
Lincoln and Omaha friends.
Is it 68th and Maple?
168th, yeah.
68th and Maple. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that part.
Jalen Brunson.
You've been to my house. You know where I live.
Cap. You're just lying. I'm going to cut your mic off if you tell one more lie. That's what's going to happen here. What's not a lie is Malik Beasley, my boy, right after Gary Trent Jr. did the same thing. But Jalen Brunson shook, and I mean shook, Asar Thompson.
Oh.
And that's already a top defender in the NBA.
Ooh.
Still looking for his ankles on the floor.
Yeah, he gave him that work. That
That's that old school. Got him with your little.
He get him with the old school. Like that's how he worked, Jay.
Yeah. No,
everything he
saying,
do is old school. Right, for real.
He just said, "Man, I thought you was you thought you could defend."
But and he long too.
That was clean though.
Yeah.
No push off. No Jordan over. Who's that? Craig Elo, Bryant Russell.
Bruh, that wasn't even a push up. That was the smoothest. No, he did get him. He got him. It was actually good.
Byron Russell, sorry.
But see, that's the thing. And Jay, you probably could tell me some things on the football side, but on the basketball side, there's tricks to the trade.
Oh yeah.
There's things we used to do, like you don't use your forearm, you use your shoulder.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing by just a little dip and a little lean and do the same thing you would have done. There's little rebounding tricks I used to use where I would put my arm bar out and I would slide down his hip so he couldn't elevate as high. You know what I'm saying? There's just little, there's
the booty box out.
The booty box out. When I'm,
the jump.
I would do like what I would do, Jay. I don't think I've ever told you that one. What I would do is if I'm boxing out somebody that's bigger than me, I would jump just like he did. I would jump and stick it out so I create that space
and then get it.
And then go get it.
Use that cake.
There's that. And then things when you're covering like a Rip Hamilton or a Reggie Miller, even AI, I had to be careful with AI because he was only like 160 wet. You know, there's things you could do because you knew Ray Allen, for example. Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton, those guys that always are coming off screens. There's a way that you would just grab his hip. And they do this in football. So I want to hear your side. And then just a little pull as I'm running. So it looks like I'm just doing this to run, but it's just that little pull that slows them up. There's little tricks to the trade in order to help you to get an advantage without showing. And I think that's what Jalen, I think Brunson is masterful at.
Right. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
It's just essentially using their force or their leverage against them. You know, you really, big shout out to my man, one of my mentors, Joey Browner. I was a ball boy and he was good to me, man. And when I got to the league, getting off blocks was different than college. And in college, you could use force. I could headbutt you and I could knock you silly and be gone. Force, they absorb it. They're in the league, they absorb it. So it's the same thing. He taught me how to get a lineman going one way and use him to essentially close the hole and make a lot of plays, but then also control him that way. And that's the same thing in basketball. It's like you get them going one way and all you need is just like a half a step. Tight ends, that's where tight end, they're really good. So here, we'll talk about this, and this is with Austin too because of his Colts. Loveland, Warren. When you watch him run routes, Loveland runs, and he creates separation so he lets you know he's open as a quarterback. Warren he has to learn that now because he can brute force you.
Yeah, he's like kind of Gronk-ish.
Right. But Gronk, that's what took Gronk to the next level. And Gonzalez, I learned is going against the Gonzalez. And you speak about booty bump. Let me tell you about Antonio Gates. He used it on me. All right.
And he got that
BBL. He got him and hey.
We used to call Mark McGuire big draws. You got them big draws.
Yeah, right. You got the extra large.
Rick Mahorn.
Right. Him and Algie Crumpler.
Algie Crumpler.
Not Algie.
From Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yo,
booty bump.
Straight.
Hum.
That's the aunt. He had the
Hum.
Yeah, he had the family reunion. You know when your aunts come and they could cook the straight backs. Antonio Gates I knew that what they were gonna do. And this is when he he was starting to take off. But I knew once they got in kind of take a shot area, if they didn't, and when they were take a shot area, Drew Brees' arm wasn't very strong and they didn't have any verticals. So I felt very good, very comfortable in cover four to sit on some routes. I knew we used to have a safety. We call him, his name was Eric Brown. We used to call him Wolfman because he used to wear He said he thought it was a chinchilla. We was making fun of it. It's like, that ain't moving. It looked like wolf. That's wolf fur. That's what we named Wolfman, right? So Antonio Gates comes out, and I'm telling you, I was like, man. Oh yeah, he in a wide split. We got a 9 technique. I said, oh yeah, I'm knifing underneath this route. Well, he did the basketball move. He got into me, and I was good because what I did was I was gonna grab around the waist and kind of we call it the slingshot technique. You slingshot and you're there. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking,
strike up the band.
Oh,
right.
I'm thinking that ball going in the stand, the helmet coming off. I'm probably going to be down 30 grand, but I'm doing it anyway. Well, what he did when he knew when I was going slingshot technique, he just boomed me like that and stymied me a little bit, caught it. Now I still tackled him, first down. That's that basketball.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you who used to do it even better. Was it
Jimmy Graham?
No. That dang Tony
Gonzalez.
Tony damn Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
Because he played at Cal, didn't he?
Yep.
He played basketball too. He balled.
Yeah.
He played with Jason Kidd. No.
You'd been a little after
He was a little
kid, right?
And he was a little after. Yeah, and he was big though.
Yeah, he's a big body.
Like tall, long. I mean, he's built like, but he was man.
Yeah.
That brother there, I still remember right now on the backside of cover 3. Down in Kansas City. Still open. Dude, biggest dude out there.
Still open.
Yeah. Eating up coverage. Then you be there. You like, cause we used to have this punch technique. You know, they'd take us, go down there with the DBs and look great in practice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we ain't had nobody to replicate it. Our tight end was like 6'2". The other dude was my man, Hot Rod Rutledge. He ran, his 40 was forever. He was a blocking tight end. He was for the Patriots. So we signed him. He couldn't get open for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Man, you try to do that, you go to practice, do it. Next thing you know, I go up to do it. Tony Gonzalez's hands is way up here. You know, thank you for doing business.
Tony Gonzalez big, Jalen Brunson not big. He becomes the second player in NBA history to have more than one 40.5 assist games in a road closeout win twice in a career. Him and MJ. Jalen Brunson, 8 40-point games in the playoffs. The only other people to do that, Jordan, LeBron, Logo, Baylor, Durant, Wilt, Kobe, Shaq, Dream, the Beard, we'll get back to him in a sec, Allen Iverson, and Kareem. How does he do it? How does Jalen Brunson do it? Is Jalen Brunson the biggest mistake of Nico Harrison's career?
That's Strick's boy.
Ooh.
I'm just asking.
Listen,
right now, and you know why it's even bigger? Because they could have signed him earlier in that season.
And they wouldn't have had to make him.
They wouldn't have had to max him out, and then he went and broke the bank at New York.
Yeah.
And he was killing
Deserving.
it. And you know what? They were playing excellent together, Jalen and Luka.
Mm-hmm.
And if they would have had another season to kind of, get seasoned,
you would have had to trade for Kyrie.
Yeah. That is true. You kind of had him right there in place.
In house.
I think unfortunately they didn't look at, okay, this is the track record of the Mavs. They see production, but sometimes don't look at those who are the producers as stars, as next level contributors, as can get us there type. They did the same thing with Steve Nash. Hey, you had Steve Nash right there in your right before MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
And you same thing. You wouldn't have had to pay Steve the same way. He goes out there and does his thing, gets his earned his money, got his thing, and then moved on. Same thing with Jalen. I don't think they looked at him and valued him as a star. I don't know if it's a Texas thing outside of San Antonio. I can't really say it's Houston. A little bit different. Definitely Dallas. It might be a little mojo move. What do they call it? Hoodoo or something hovering over Dallas because the dang Cowboys seem to have some of the same thing. You kick the can down the road, think somebody's just going to take the minimum of what you believe in my production and then shoot me out with the boot. And it's happened in football. It's happened a few times in basketball. And I think that happened with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is a phenomenal player, man. He's doing great stuff. He's leading his team. What I think helped them is definitely Miles Bridges has stepped up. Hart has not really been scoring effective, but Anunoby's shooting absolutely well. And Cat is just playing role. He's not trying to do Minnesota Cat stuff, which is also a help.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jay.
that really helps when you get a guy that, I don't know, he just hasn't been able to live up to the moment in the playoffs. I think the playoffs are extremely physical, way more physical than the regular season. And he struggles with that, and because he doesn't change his game, because he tries to be off the bounce as a, and I'm talking about Cat.
Yeah.
Now where Jalen Brunson, the more physical you are with Jalen Brunson, you actually play into his hands.
Oh yeah.
Because now he can. I mean, because he's built like a bulldog, like a fire hydrant, like a bulldog. I mean, he's not short by any means, but what I mean is like he can bump you off. He's sturdy. And any type of any player or any sport that, whether it's soccer, hockey, basketball, football, that has really good balance, they're always going to be a problem when it's physical, because they're able to absorb the contact or the force, and then they actually use it to their advantage. And if you're not built like them, they give you problems. I think when you try to get up on him, and he has that short area quickness, I always remember that. The video of him, I think in New York or whatever, and his dad, he must have been real young, training him, making him go full court, pushing him through it. That's what it pays off, man. And then also there's a video before he hit that shot of him and his dad working on that move or moves before the game. So it's all natural. And that's a learning lesson for the young man that you're a good defender during the season, but playing defense in the playoffs is a lot different. That's more of a 80s, 90s, early 2000 type of game right now.
That's the kind of bump and grind that's been going on. I've been watching. They've been bumping. They've been letting it go.
Even when Luka went in there and he got that Russian sickle, he got the Nikita Koloff. Remember them?
I remember Koloff.
He got the Nikita Koloff on him. Remember we went through this? He said, come here, come back here. He bent that back up. That's that L5 and 4 is got you reach out and touch somebody.
Who's the better player right now, Cat or Porzingis?
Dang. Well, I've got to say Cat. He's a little bit more durable. He's been around a little bit more. You're probably going to see a little bit more consistency. I think the most upside was definitely Porzingis. It just hasn't panned out. Just injuries and just kind of playing along now. He plays his role with Boston. It's a good role.
And he's a good fitting role. Porzingis is in a really good situation.
He's in a great situation. I mean, you could tell he's him because of what he did at New York.
Yeah.
He rose to the occasion, but then when he got with Luka, he showed he really wasn't that force.
I think Porzingis thought like going down there with Luka, it was like friend time, like a play.
Yeah, I wonder if he really wants to play.
But then I think he refocused
to the
level. Then he got a championship, and now he's okay with being the
fourth guy, fifth guy.
Yeah, depends on the. I mean, he ain't raising his hands up. If I'm taking the shot.
And that's why I would rather, if you just give me a random game, I'll probably roll the dice with Porzingis. But good Karl Anthony Towns,
there's
like
year.
one or two guys like him.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's also a problem too, because he knows it, and then you lean on that too much. Versus, you flip it and, think in the playoffs. It's almost like I always talk about the St. Louis Rams when they won the championship.
Greatest show on turf stuff.
But what really hurt them from when they won the championship to the next year, they forgot to change during the playoffs. They fell in love with throwing the ball, and then they got that next year. Now they still went deep in the playoffs, but that was a little different. This is when you got to lean on Marshall Faulk, because even though it's
even out of the backfield,
right, because that's a run, that's an extended run, and speaking of the 49ers, that's what made the swing pass and the option routes and all that stuff. That's an extended run, but it's time you have to switch it a little bit. And so
you have to kind of go. Are you saying you have to? So, like for example, just to throw this out here, maybe, and Jay can help me. So, if you're a West Coast offense that knows that you're a lot of 3-step stuff, you're a lot of quick stuff. You're saying you need to mix that up not make yourself look like your patterns, because then you got to break
guys you got to break tendencies.
You got to break
but
tendencies.
Playoff football, playoff basketball, playoff hockey is extremely physical. So you got to do the change. You got to change.
But there's a very fine line between don't be predictable, but don't go away from what got you there too, right?
Yeah, but it should be a part of your arsenal.
Yeah.
We're not saying
have a counter. Don't
we're
change
not
your
saying
identity.
do a total about
Yeah,
face,
yeah.
right?
No.
We're saying get to your main thing a different way. And sometimes you got to use plan B or C, and then you finish them with A.
It's kind of like, I guess that one of the best ways I can explain it before we go to break, Austin, is it's kind of like that maze. Those maze things that you played with when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's some that there's one way to get there, but there's some that there's multiple ways to get there. And it may just take you a little bit longer route, but it's kind of like that maze. You might need to go a different, you're still trying to get to the middle, but you just might need to take because maybe there's some little ants or something along that path that can get you where if you take the longer path, you may not have to face that. So yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Fair enough. NBA Combine list was sent out just about an hour ago. 4 players with connections to the state of Nebraska. Let's talk about them, talk about their potential NBA futures as we continue on the block.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
When your boy Flavor Flav counts from 3, you're going to go to Cane's and you're going to order hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers. 3, 2, 1. Raising Cane's. One love.
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
Cinco de Mayo is May 5th, but the party starts early this year at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina with their street festival on Saturday, May 3rd. Come down to 8th and Q starting at 1 p.m. on May 3rd and see llamas from Sweet and Sassy's Llama Farm until 4 p.m. and enjoy face painting and balloon animals with Miss Shades at 2 p.m. DJ Wyatt will entertain from 6 to 10:30 p.m. There will be drinks, food, and giveaways, and best of all, no cover charge. It's the early Cinco de Mayo Street Festival with Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina, Saturday, May 3rd, beginning at 1 p.m. at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Beer, Wine, and Spirits Festival on Saturday, May 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. with VIP entrance at 3 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of live music and unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, wine, and spirits at Envision Landscapes and Garden Center. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. Tickets are only $25 ahead of time or $30 at the door. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org or on the Main Street Beatrice Facebook page today.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Welcome back in. Keep rolling along here during On the Block. Austin Norman, Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland with you. This segment brought to you by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. They're based out of Hallam. They offer a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while still keeping their prices affordable. They're locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today for more information at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Like I mentioned before, break NBA Combine invites were sent out. On that list, Nebraska's Bryce Williams. Stricky, we'll start with you here. What does Bryce Williams have to show during his time at the NBA Combine to convince teams that he's going to be worth a draft pick?
Well, again, he's not going to be a focus. So he's going to have to show great 3-and-D ability. I'm talking about getting after folks, because you at that size are a dime a dozen. So you're going to have to show that your ability to stop. This is how your Thompsons are doing well. Your Ananobis, your Jaden Daniels, not Jaden Daniels, but McDaniels.
McDaniels, yeah. Even Mikal Bridges.
You know what I'm saying? So you've got to figure out how you can differentiate yourself. Finney Smiths, guys that are that size.
Can Bryce be Austin Reeves?
No, he's not going to be able to handle that. It's going to depend on where he goes, but definitely not early. He's not going to go high enough to where I don't think he's a lottery guy. Unless
he's not a first rounder right now.
So for me, he's going to have to show absolute consistency in stroking. Pause. He's going to have to knock down shots because that's going to determine, hopefully he gets to I think he could go second round, good team, because it's not going to be something out of him that they see to where they're like, yeah, we've got to have him. It's probably going to be a two-way early. It's going to look, I think he's going to show better than McGowan's did because he's going to have maturity. His body's already going to be right. He plays a little bit too high. And if they're letting you bump and grind like they have lately, especially in playoff, he plays way too high. And I saw even in college, he got knocked off spot. In his attacks at the rim, it's got to be like the group full force. He's got to go with reckless abandon. He goes sometimes too cute. He goes too pretty. He's got to eliminate that real cool stuff. He's got to eliminate that because he plays too high. So those are the three things I would say if he can iron that out. I said the same thing about Bryce McGowan. I thought he played way too high to be going to the NBA, especially at his size. It's a little bit different when you Stricky was 220, 218. So if you hit me, I'm giving it back to you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he has that. That's why I say what I say.
Jay, you're an NBA general manager. Bryce Williams, Hunter Salas, John Tonje. Who are you drafting?
Oh, man.
All three of those guys invited to the combine.
Yeah, I know it's tough because depends on the team. Because if I think you're like a Golden State Warriors, I think like a Hunter Salas fits where they could develop him and up and down the court and obviously, really, really get some easy buckets. And I think he can defend and play the passing lanes. And then you would think Tonje, I think, is probably more of a all-around scorer. So you think of somebody that needs to fill it up. I'll just say Timberwolves where they're long, but to develop him as your 8th, 9th guy because he's tough too and he's physical.
Good size.
Yeah, good size. And then I think of Bryce, I'm thinking somewhere actually if Popovich was there, like a San Antonio, where you could take him at 6'6", 6'7", say 6'5" plus, can shoot. You want to expand his range, but really, really work on his handles, like to kind of turn him into like a 0.3, I guess I'll name it, and where he could be a little bit of a matchup problem. I think if they're all showing up with the mindset of we're going to accentuate what we've done well, and then we're going to show you something that we hadn't done well, you're going to start to see all three of their names in that, second round, middle to late for second round.
What's crazy, think about like Jalen Brunson. He was a second rounder.
Yeah.
Right. And with championship. This is why I'm saying what I'm saying about like Bryce and these guys. You're a dime a dozen. His size, that's the only thing that pretty much kept him initially. Yeah. So he had to show and prove. So that's the difference.
And you need an opportunity. You got to
where you go is important.
Where you go is just as if you're not a lottery pick, where you go is just as important as when you go. It's probably more important.
Yeah.
You see in the NFL, there's a lot of careers that are stymied or extended by where they're initially drafted. Dang, it's hailing outside.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, no.
Stricky, go get your car.
Oh, no.
This is not big, though. It's like pea-sized hail.
Where is the tornado coming from?
We got tornadoes tonight?
I hope
not.
If
you got that hail.
No, the hail doesn't mean tornadoes necessarily.
Oh, no. This is no bueno.
Stricky, who are you drafting?
I need to go put it in the garage. Bye.
Stricky, who are you drafting? Bryce Williams, Hunter Salas, John Tonje.
That's a tough one. I would say I think Tonje probably has a little more upside for me right now.
Interesting. Yeah. See, I'm going Bryce. Not trying to homer it, but what's Hunter Salas? Is he Chris Dunn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's John Tonje? Is he Norm Powell?
Nah.
Is he Lou Williams? Is he Jamal Crawford?
Definitely not.
Definitely.
I'd probably say more.
I
could say more Lou Williams than any of the others.
I just think Bryce does enough at a high level right now that what he needs to fix is going to be simpler to fix.
Then what's that?
Well, I think for Bryce, like you said, the things that you said, Strick. I mean, for Salas, he's had 1 year of shooting basketball consistently, fixable, but right now that's the outlier from high school all the way through college.
I think if he plays the point, if he can learn the point, he'll be a valuable asset.
Sure.
Like you said, you've got to figure out those things, Jay, that differentiate you.
Yeah.
Right. This is what made Penny so great because at the point guard position, he's an anomaly.
Yeah. Do something.
Magic, those guys, right? So if I'm him, I'm learning the point guard position. I'm trying to figure out how to
have a good agent.
Because that's how what's his name that played for Sacramento? Tyreek.
Oh, Tyreek Evans?
Yeah.
Tyreek Evans.
Yeah. He was a problem.
Because he was a problem.
When his mind was right, he was a problem.
Right?
Problem.
At the point guard.
Yeah, I think if these guys understand where they're at and get a good, honest evaluation, they'll be good. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is with Hunter Salas and with a little bit of Bryce, you hear it all the time. I remember hearing Jay Billis was like, this dude went to the lottery. He's like, oh, he ain't shot the ball well the last 2 years, but he's got the potential to shoot it well. Listen, you ain't shot the ball in 2 years good. You ain't going to shoot it good. I don't know where he's at now, but so they will overlook some things or understand that they can help you improve as long as you prove the things that you're good at these combines. It's competitive.
Yeah, very competitive.
Mm-hmm. The other guy from Nebraska that's getting invited is Ryan Kalkbrenner. Curious to see how he fares, less so at the combine and more moving forward. Because I do
slow-footed.
But can you play him in drop? Can he become Brooke Lopez?
I think defensively he'll be all right. I mean, he's a big dude, man, and I think he's more athletic.
He's skinny.
Than you give him credit for.
I think his gait's a little bad for me. Like, to me, his gait even feels, maybe I'm wrong, but it feels slower than even Zach Edey's. Like, maybe it's the way I don't know. He doesn't have a gazelle gait, which I think you know.
Where you go is important.
You go for him is super important. Because to me, he's not physical enough. So to me, he's not a Sabonis.
He's not soft, but he's not strong.
Right. So he's not like a Sabonis, because Sabonis is very physical on the interior, right? Mm-hmm. But then he's not as shifty to be like a KG or So
would you rather take Kalkbrenner or Kamen Malawach?
I think Kalkbrenner's more skilled.
Yeah, I'm taking Kalkbrenner.
I think he's more skilled. And I think actually Kalkbrenner has the ability to stretch
a little bit. Mm-hmm.
I think he's got a nice stroke.
This year
he's got a good form, good stroke. I think, if he can do that, then he may have something.
Question from the text line regarding a personal favorite of both me and Jay Foreman, but question is directed to Strick. Stricky, do you think Isaiah Evans can make it in the league at his size?
From Duke. Cold-blooded Strick. Just say yes. He's
Brandon Ingram 2.0, essentially.
Yeah?
Yeah, but he about
do you think
8 pounds lighter, though, right now.
Tall, skinny wings. Is that an archetype that works in the NBA?
I mean,
got a burner.
McDaniels do. He works. Yeah, he works right now.
Fair.
I think it's style. I think he works for like your Phoenixes, your Golden States, your Denvers. There's certain styles. Mm-hmm. Mikal works for the Knicks because Anunoby takes the more physical of the swing guys.
And then Hart too.
And Hart can, right? So they can kind of hide him a little bit.
Yeah.
So that works for him. I think the team matters. I think of Miami.
And the style.
In the style.
Yeah.
I don't think just straight off it works. I think it could work in OKC. I think maybe Houston, maybe.
Sure.
But then there's other teams. I don't know about Indiana. I don't think so. I don't think Detroit.
No,
because Detroit is. I don't think it's
rough and rugged.
Right. So there's certain. I said what I
come
said.
in there with a black belt.
Isaiah Evans about that life though, Jay.
8 Mile.
No,
that's you.
That's East Charlotte's finest. He going through. His hands is flowing readily.
He's a clapper too.
Yeah,
gets fired up.
Yeah, he cold, but he's nice with it.
He's a clapper. Pause!
When Isaiah Evans starts,
he's one of them dudes.
Yeah,
he like to slap the floor and say,
yeah.
Look, you got your laptop open. Look up Isaiah Evans highlights during break.
Hey man, text line, man. I did the texter a couple of days ago told me to vacuum out my auger. One of you dudes need to come over to the crib, or we meet at a neutral site. I need my Traeger fixed.
402-464-5685. Help Jay fix his
man.
Traeger.
Come on now. It's raining. It's gonna stop some. It's Seattle, the Midwest right now. The drought is over.
It is.
And
man, dandelions everywhere.
My neighbors are the worst with dandelions. They keep spreading them into our lawn.
Yeah,
I'm pissed about it
because you got to go knock off.
You got to knock them off quick.
I'm trying. Let's go to break. Wrap up the show in a sec.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Now's the time to schedule your air conditioner service check with Bryant. Make sure it's ready to keep you cool and comfortable when you really need it. Call Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, 467-1111.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED. Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Final segment for the week here during On the Block. You heard the crew there in the open from Big Boys. Bob, this segment brought to you by Love Volleyball Omaha. Appreciate them for their sponsorship of our final segment of the show. Get your season tickets, renew your season tickets at lovboma.com. Today, we did not talk about the fact that we get a Game 7, fellas. The one we all saw coming, the 4-5 series in the West. It'll be the Clippers and the Nuggets after the Clippers win in LA 111-105. 17 points in the second quarter for James Harden. He played, I think, all but like 2 or 3 minutes in this game for the Clippers. He was really good. How do we see it going in Game 7 in Denver? Jay, Nuggets or Clippers? Who gets it done?
Nuggets. Without a doubt. Backs against the wall. Big game from Joker. James Harden doesn't ever play good after a big game.
Does Bloodline go buck wild?
Yeah, Bloodline going to represent. And your boy, was it Braun or whatever
Christian
his name
Brown.
is? Brown.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was right there. I thought they could have had this game. I mean, it's kind of wild. Really good production outside of the 3-point shooting from Aaron Gordon. I think he's been showing consistency. Jokic doing what Jokic do. I think Jokic is it's gonna require close to a triple double, because they've really been going at him, not letting him just really have space and time, even though he's been able to get it off. Mm-hmm. Jamal's been good. He's been solid. Brown's been good. They haven't been going into their bench a little bit. So, I got to give credit to Russell Westbrook, bro. He's actually been playing really well for them. So 3 points, especially shooting. And that goes to show you again, I think location matters. I think for me, focus, handling business, he thrives better in small markets.
And small doses.
Right? Mm-hmm. Outside of DC, he went nuts. Like, that was, but still DC is small. It is. It's relative.
Yeah.
It's really small. So it seems to me he really thrives in small market places where it's like he can focus and get it done. So Clippers, we're gonna see.
Who you rolling with this, Tricky?
Listen, Kawhi's been on a mission. If the Clippers get Toronto Kawhi, then Denver may have some trouble.
Y'all remember the last Game 7?
As long as James doesn't fall off the map.
Y'all remember the last Game 7 Kawhi played in?
Yeah, he hit the 3.
Yeah, the one that bounced up and
the 4 bouncer.
Yeah, the 4 bouncer.
For Toronto over Philly.
Mm-hmm. That's got to be a classic meme. The squat down and just wait for that thing to drop. Oh yeah, that's classic. Yeah, that's forever classic. But yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a good one.
I'm probably crazy. I'm taking the Clips on the road.
Of course you are. You've been riding the Clips. You've been.
Dang, my boy. I just think we get vintage Kawhi. I really do.
You give the advantage.
I think Bogdanovich is going to be good again. I think Bogdanovich matches Murray close enough. The other thing that kind of concerned me for the Nuggets was they were only +1 in Jokic's minutes. Only +1. And now he played 42 out of 48, so naturally those numbers are going to be pretty close to in line. It's a tight game.
Going to altitude.
But going to altitude. Regardless, the biggest winner of this Game 7 is absolutely the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have not lost with more than 3 days of rest this season, who are long, who are deep, who are ready for whoever comes out of this series. So I think Oklahoma City didn't need any more help than they already got. by this series going 7 games, but they're going to be scary in game 1, almost regardless.
It might be a blowout because they're going to run like gazelles.
Yeah.
Like they're already long. They're already athletic. They run like crazy. They're going to run like crazy, and they're going to be hawking defensively. Like they're going to be Nuggets or Clippers are food. What do they say? How to say it? Say it for me.
Opponents are food, not friends.
Yeah. Opponents are food, not friends. That's how they're going to be. They're going to be. They're going to have that wide eye. You know how you ain't fed. You haven't fed them for a long time, Jay, and they just sitting there. They looking like
they get a sniff.
They like ready to eat that good barbecue that you've been waiting all day. You've been cooking and you've been sitting there smelling it, and that's them. That's how they're gonna be coming. Waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Strick, you have a good weekend, my boy.
Yeah, good week, guys.
I agree.
402-464-5685. We love you guys. We'll see you again next week. Thank you.
Yeah, we will. Jay, what we got on Old School?
Man, we got a new kicker in town.
How about that?
New kicker in town, and also some, I guess, from the past, high-profile portal gets finally are popping their head up. One guy was an internet sensation. It's been in about 5 schools, and so we're going to see if the last one works. Some NFL stuff. Got rookie minicamp, bro. Rick or Strick. What it's like to be in your first rookie. Hey, when you get off that plane, you like, hey, you out here.
Straight
Surprise.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No hesitation.
Man.
No hezzy go.
I was scarred. Mike, the dude that picked us up, Money Mike, he told me, man, we had to go do physicals. He ran the game on me, man, and then I was riding shock. I was traumatized after that.
You traumatized after that?
Strick. I ain't been the same since. Not this late.
Come back with us, Old School Forum to Norman in just a sec. Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of